Okay na?
Yes po, madam.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone, especially to my colleagues who are in the office. I'm still here in Coronadal City for a seminar on environmental concerns. No, this morning, I now call to order the pre-bid conference of the Bids and Awards Committee for today, March 24, 2026 at 8 in the morning. And to establish po my first back secretariat of the Canap Rocco Award present and all of these acknowledge all secretary and observer if there is any.
Good morning, everyone. Present for today's meeting is Engineer Jaime Mendoza, the BAC member, and Ms. Jennifer Barrias, our BAC member, Engineer Yusuf Adam, the BAC, and the TWG. Also with us, Engineer April Joy Anticristo from Procurement and also the BAC Secretariat Head, Ms. Pe Ramos, the BAC Secretariat, Ms. Dana Pulancos. And also we have the IT support, Engineer Carl, Fahad Cascara, and from Procurement Engineer Carl, and Mr. Mark, and yours truly, Angie Shobal. And also our back vice on live. Thank you.
for your roll call. And the first friend or this the agreement this in right and implementing solution. I also
Madam Bing,
last
excuse po.
channel transparency.
Madam Bing,
For this as oh,
putol-putol po, Madam Bing.
for this hello, okay? So, about okay. Hello. Hello.
Pareho lang ito mo.
Okay.
Tawag na lang. Tapos
Okay.
mic na lang nato. Makatawag kayo. Dili, kanang cellphone. Messenger.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Mag-call lang po si Ma'am April through Messenger lang po.
Sige, sige. Sige. Okay.
Diyan lang kayo, so.
Hello.
Yes, Madam.
Okay na, I continue.
Yes, Madam, please continue po.
For today's meeting, our agenda is the pre conference of two civil works projects which are scheduled for bid opening on April 6, 2026 at 9:30 in the morning. Before we proceed, the committee acknowledges the presence of our bidders representatives who are attending either on-site or online. Thank you for your participation. And I am requesting our support to bid to fulfill the requirements that factored to the upcoming opening of bids of these two civil works projects. Finally, I am requesting the Secretariat to do the honor to present the details at the contract, name, location, ABC, and other details of the project, and also to discuss the requirements of the bidding document for the execution of our prospective bidders. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Bing. Thank you to our Vice Chairman. The project subject for pre-bid conference for this morning are the following. First, 26 MC 0047, construction of road Barangay Saguing to Barangay Indangan, Station 0 plus 708.2 to Station 1 plus 208.2, Makilala North Cotabato with an ABC of 9,389,160 pesos and a contract duration of 57 calendar days. Second project is 26 MC 0048, construction, completion of DOST building, Barangay Poblacion, City of Kidapawan, North Cotabato, Phase 2 with an ABC of 9,900,000 and a contract duration of 131 calendar days. Bid opening shall be on April 6, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. at DPWH COTABATO 2nd DEO, Lanao, Kidapawan City, and can be accessed through live streaming at our official YouTube channel. Bids will be opened in the presence of the bidders or bidders representative who choose to attend the activity. I will now forward the microphone to Ms. Dana Polancos and to be followed by Ma'am Feke Ramos our back secretariat members for the information and contents of the bidding documents. Ms. Dana?
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. For the requirements of bidding documents, including invitation to bid, instruction to bidders, general conditions of contract, special conditions of contract, specifications, drawings, bill of quantities, and related forms. For section 1 in the invitation to bid, under contract ID 26MC0047, the cost of bidding documents is 10,000 pesos. The source of fund is under CY 2026 and 26 MC 0048. The cost of bidding documents is 10,000 pesos. Source of fund is DPWH CY 2026. These projects were all posted from March 17, 2026 to April 6, 2026 at PhilJEP's website, Conspicuous Place, and DPWH website. For section 2, instructions to bidders. For eligible bidders, only bids of bidders found to be legally, technically, and financially capable will be evaluated. The bidder must have completed an SLCC that is similar to the procurement project to be bid, and whose value must be equivalent to at least 50% of the ABC, adjusted to current prices using the Philippine Statistics Authority or PSA consumer price indices, provided that any change to the 50% requirement may be allowed, subject to the recommendation of the procuring entity, which shall be submitted to the GPPB for consideration. Provided further that contractors under small A and small B categories without similar experience of the procurement project to be bid may be allowed to bid if the cost of such contract is not more than the allowable range of 19 contract costs of their registration based on the guidelines as prescribed by the PCAB. For section 2, instructions to bidders. For subcontracts, subcontracting is not allowed. For bid security, the bidder at its option shall submit a bid security in the form and amount as stated in the PDS, which may include the following. The ITB. The bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following. Number 1, the amount of not less than 2% of the ABC if bid security is in cash, cashier's check, or manager's check. Number 2, the amount of not less than 5% of ABC if bid security is in bank draft, guarantee, letter of credit, or surety bond. The bid security shall be valid until August 4, 2026. The bid security should be valid for the period specified in the BDS. Any bid not accompanied by any acceptable bid security shall be considered as non-responsive and rejected by the procuring entity. Documents comprising the bid, technical and financial components. The first bid envelope shall contain the following technical documents, including the eligibility documents as specified in section 2, instructions to bidders under item 12.1 and 12.2. Letter A. PhilJEP Certificate of Registration, Platinum Membership, in accordance with Section 20 of the IRR. The PCAB license and registration in case of joint venture. The statement of all of its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. The statement of the bidder's SLCC in accordance with ITB Clause 5.5. The SLCC shall be supported by an owner's certificate of financial acceptance issued by the project owner other than the contractor, or a final rating of at least satisfactory in the CPES, or a similar performance and monitoring system. In case of contracts with the private sector, an equivalent document shall be submitted. Letter E. The NFCC computation in accordance with ITB Clause 5.6. Letter F. The joint venture agreement or the JVA, if applicable. Letter G. The bid security in the prescribed form and amount in accordance with the ITB Clause 16 and validity period under ITB Clause 15. Letter H. Project requirements which shall include the following. Organizational chart of the personnel to be deployed for the procurement project to be bid. List of contractors' personnel, example, the project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, and foreman. To be assigned to the procurement project to be bid with their complete qualifications and experience data. These personnel must meet the required minimum years of experience set in the BDS. The list of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, or under purchase agreements, supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor of the duration for the duration of the project, as the case may be, which must meet the minimum requirements for the contract set in the BDS, and the omnibus sworn statement in accordance with Section 54.3 of the IRR. The certification of key technical personnel under DO number 09 series of 2012. The General Information Sheet or the GIS reflecting beneficial ownership information or the BOI duly filed with and stamped received by the Securities and Exchange Commission for the set for corporations, partnerships, private sector organizations, foundations, and associations per memorandum of Secretary Vivencio V. Dizon dated February 24, 2026, and the ISO 9001-2015 certification or its latest version as applicable per DO number 110 series of 2024. The second bid envelope shall contain the financial bid form, which shall include the bid prices and the bill of quantities, detailed estimates, and cash flow by quarter. If not yet enrolled in the CWA, submit the following: the PCAB license and registration, the statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, the SLCC, NFCC computation and statement of total assets and total liabilities, JVA if applicable. If already enrolled in the CWA but wishes to update eligibility documents, submit the documents that needs to be updated. Please be informed of the new form of the omnibus sworn statement and the bid securing declaration as required under RA 12009.
Okay. To continue, we have also the following reminders to the bidders. One, for the valid certificate of PhilJEP's registration membership, all manufacturers, suppliers, distributors, contractors, consultants, and service providers shall upload and maintain in PhilJEP's a valid and updated file of the following eligibility documents: registration certificate from the Securities and Exchange Commission for corporations and partnerships, the DTI for sole proprietorships, or the Cooperative Development Authority for cooperatives. For corporations, an updated general information sheet reflecting the beneficial ownership information duly submitted to the SEC in accordance with its annual reportorial requirements. Mayor's permit or business permit or its equivalent document, tax clearance as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue, the Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or the PCAB license and registration of contractors, and audited financial statements stamped received by the BIR or its duly accredited or authorized institutions for manual submission
For online submission, an email confirmation from the BIR in lieu of the manual received stamping under Revenue Memorandum Circular number 49-2020 or subsequent relevant issuances. Section 20.2.9.2 of RA 12009, for the purpose of maintaining the validity of the certificate of registration and membership, bidders shall ensure that all their eligibility documents mentioned in this section are current and updated. Failure by the prospective bidder to update its eligibility documents shall result in the automatic suspension of its certificate until such time that all of the expired eligibility documents have been updated. Assign key personnel of the contractor that it is indicated under the bid data sheet of the bidding documents that she must be different person assigned in the contract to be bid and not the same person holding its key position. PRC ID and tax ID of the key personnel must be updated and clear copy. Department Order Number 87 Series of 2020, electronic submission and receipt of bids for the procurement of civil works contracts. Department Order Number 11 Series of 2017, inclusion of the minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the bid. Department Order Number 9 Series of 2012, technical requirements for civil works projects for public bidding. Under item number 6, which states, if a proposed key technical personnel is an employee of the bidder and working on another project at the time of the bidding shall submit a certification. 1. The personnel will be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded the contract. And 2. She will be replaced with another person with equal or better qualifications as certified by the head of the implementing office. Under item number 7, the bidder may propose a key technical personnel who is not its employee, provided that the said personnel is required to submit a certification that he or she will work for the bidder if it is awarded a contract under bidding. The certifications under items 6 and 7 shall be included in the first envelope of the sealed bid. Department Order Number 227 Series of 2024, suspension of Department Order Number 148 Series of 2024. This directive to suspend the application of DO Number 148 Series of 2024 shall not apply to the implementation and construction of buildings and bridges. Thus, for construction of buildings and bridges, accredited project engineers shall be assigned by contractors and or consultants. Department Order Number 98 Series of 2016, the revised guidelines on the accreditation of contractors, consultants, materials engineers. We have the classification and the limits of assignment. Materials Engineer 1, one project costing not more than 150 million pesos, 2 projects with an aggregate cost of not more than 215 million pesos, or 3 projects with an aggregate cost of not more than 200 million pesos. For Materials Engineer 2, 1 project, no cost limit, 2 projects with an aggregate cost of not more than 300 million pesos, or 3 projects with an aggregate cost of not more than 250 million pesos. Non-accredited materials engineers may be assigned to the 3 projects with an aggregate cost of 15 million pesos or below. This order shall take effect immediately. Memorandum dated March 6, 2023, issued by Secretary Manuel M. Bunuan, with the subject, reiteration of department policies, issuances on the sale of bidding documents, and enrollment in the civil works application prior bidding, particularly item number 1 that states, in accordance with the Department Citizen Charter and a numbered memorandum dated December 27, 2021, only the following documents are required from prospective bidders prior to the sale of bidding documents. A. Company ID or any government-issued ID, and B. Authorization letter. If not authorized liaison officer in the CWA, example, special power of attorney for sole proprietorship or board, partnership, joint venture resolution with secretary's certificate for corporation, partnership, joint venture, and cooperative. This department order is downloadable in the DPW's website and GPPB resolution in the GPPB website for full details instructions stated in the guidelines for reference of the bidders. ITV of bid data sheet. Aside from contract documents required by the procuring entity, the following must be included under construction safety and health program. A. Application form for the evaluation or processing, and B. Supporting documents based on DOLI's latest issued format and checklist. As per DO 241 Series 2024, guidelines on the processing, approval, and reporting system of CSHP for DPWH infrastructure projects, the DPWH Implementing Office shall only receive CSHP applications with complete documents. Any incomplete application shall not be received, specifying the lacking documents. Sealing of embarking of bids, bidders shall enclose their technical documents described in ITD Clause 12 in one sealed envelope marked technical component, in the financial component, and another sealed envelope marked financial component, sealing them all in an outer envelope marked B. Deadline of submission of a proposal is on or before April 6, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. at the procurement unit, and followed immediately the opening of bids on April 6, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. at the DPWH COTABATO 2nd DEO Conference Room, 2nd floor, main building 2, Lanao, Kidapawan City.
Thank you, Ma'am Pe. To continue, Section 3, bid data sheet, requires that the major category of work for the project 26MC0047, that is our road. The major category is RCP, roads, construction, PCCP. While for 26MC0048, the construction of the DOST building, the major category of work should be BIC, WOPLC buildings, construction without piles, low-rise, concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories. As to the requirement of the pickup license, contractors under small a and small b categories without similar experience on the procurement project to be bid may be allowed to bid if the cost of such contract is not more than the RC of their registration based on the guidelines as prescribed by the pickup. As to the minimum work experience requirements for both the contracts, the 26MC0047 and the 48, we require that the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer should have a 5 years general experience in the same position and 5 years relevant experience. But for the foreman, 5 years experience in the same position but only 3 years relevant experience. While for the safety officer, 3 years general experience in the same position while 2 years relevant experience. We also require that the said key personnel should submit the following additional requirements: a clear copy and updated copy of PR for the project manager, PRC ID if applicable, PTR if applicable, and TIN ID. For the project engineer, we required PRC ID, PTR, TIN ID, and since the one project that DOST, that is 26MC0048, is a building, we require that the project engineer should be an accredited project engineer of the DPWH. For the materials engineer, please submit PRC ID, PTR, TIN ID, and a certificate of accreditation as materials engineer. For the foreman, TIN ID. For the safety officer, TIN ID and certificate of training as a safety officer. Next is for the major equipment. Please refer to our published bidding documents as to the specific equipment description, capacity, and number of equipment required for each project. And finally, to the general conditions of the contract, special conditions of the contract, the specifications, the drawings, and the bill of quantities, you can refer to our published bidding documents. And for the information of everyone, our BAC Vice Chairman issued Supplemental Bulletin Number 1 dated March 17, 2026 for these two contracts, that is 26 MC 47 and 48, informing everyone that there is a pre-bid conference, which is today, March 24, 2026 at 8:30 a.m. Since during our publication, using the modernized field jets, that is M-field jets, hindi po namin na-reflect doon. That is why nag-issue po siya ng Supplemental Bulletin Number 1. Another Supplemental Bulletin Number 2, dated March 17, 2026, was issued by our BAC Vice Chairman last March 17, 2026, informing the prospective bidders that the amended provision of the bidding document should be, ang correct name po ng 26 MC 0047 is Construction of Road, Barangay Saguing to Barangay Indangan, Station 0 plus 708.2 or 20 to Station 1 plus 208.2. Makilala, North Cotabato. Since our previously published bidding documents, wala pong point 2 na nakalagay po doon sa end limit. Ang nakalagay lang po doon is Station 0 plus 708.2 to Station 1 plus 208, which should be Station 1 plus 208.2. So, with that po, since wala pong mga interested bidders na nandito po sa conference room today, you can visit our office. You can go to the procurement unit from Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. if ever po may mga questions po kayo. This para sa upcoming na bid opening po natin sa April 6. So, thank you so much po everyone.